Yo, what is good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned, and today we are back with yet another JJK Phantom Parade video. So guys, it is the tail end of the anniversary, or the 0.5 anniversary for the global version of the game, and I am officially done with like all of my summons. I have all of the characters that I need, or all the characters that I could want, and I've kind of just hit every goal that I had set out to hit for the anniversary. So this video is just going to be me kind of going over the roster of characters that I have acquired, that I have picked up throughout the course of the anniversary, talk about what are some big things I'm going to be saving for next, and yeah, I mean, that's about it. And this is just kind of like an update so you guys know exactly where the dead man is, because this I feel like account showcase videos sometimes can be a bit long-winded, whereas this one is just kind of like account showcase video somewhat, but realistically I'm just showing y'all, like, you know, what you want to see. Like, I wonder how many anniversary characters he got, blah blah, or I wonder how many bits he got, blah blah blah. Right, so that is what we're going to be doing, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you guys enjoy videos like this, you can go down below, you can smack the like button, you can hit the subscribe, you can hit the notification bell, and you can also comment down below and let me know what else you want to see. But we got plenty more videos to come after this. But let's just jump right into it. So guys, firstly, I will say that my goal for like my player rank was to be level 80 before the end of the anniversary. And just so we know, the anniversary is still not over. The anniversary technically is not done until 16 days from now, so about 2 weeks from now. The reason why I say the anniversary is done for me though is because I've picked up all the copies of characters that I won't say want, but need, I will say. I picked up all of the characters that I need for the anniversary, and that is more than enough for me. I already know the next big thing that's coming, which would be the 1.5 anniversary, or what'll probably be in 3 months on global instead of in 6 months for the first anniversary. That'll probably be coming on the global side of the game, so I already know the next thing that I have to start working towards, and there's even something in between that I want to get. So I'm not really going to dilly-dally and to waste too much time playing the summon games and wasting my cubes from here on out. We just gotta lock in and save them cubes up. I just see where using my cubes the way I did before the half anniversary put me, and I'd like to be in a much better position. Now, I will go ahead and be transparent and say that my anniversary experience, my summon experience, was absolutely insane. It was pretty good, actually. But even still, if I was more prepared, that'd just be way, way, way better in the long run. So if we're gonna start anywhere, we gotta start with Zone Yuji, because this was the first anniversary character of the anniversary, and pretty much my mindset on Zone Yuji before the anniversary had started, I used him like one time on the JP version of the game, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. He introduced, you know, Zone and everything into the game, and then I realized that he didn't really introduce Zone into the game. More so, they wanted it to be like Zone was a thing in the game in general, but like he was like the first character that they decided to officially label it on, because like a lot of different characters already had what you would call like a zone effect, you know, like hit a black flash, these things happen, or hit a black flash and these things are boosted. Every character that can hit a black flash basically already had a zone. It's just now it's consolidated into a more manageable looking buff, instead of taking up a bunch of different spots on your character's health bar, right? It's just one little zone buff, and then you can see your other buffs alongside it. But the Yuji is still cracked nonetheless, because when I went back and did further inspection, I realized that there isn't actually any other fully taijutsu DPS for the yellow part of the game. And even if they were, like, they just weren't close. They just weren't strong enough. Like, the closest thing to it would be like Nanami, and Nanami was hybrid, but Nanami is not as strong as Yuji, obviously, an anniversary character versus a character who released like 2-3 months into the game. Then we have Mekamaru, who obviously just was not strong enough. And I also thought that maybe because I got lucky and got in hidden inventory Gojo, that I would be fine not getting this Yuji, right? But then floors 60 through 80 of the Illusory Tower on the Japanese version came out, and then I realized that, okay, now instead of just having a really strong DPS of each color, now you more so want to make sure that you have like all types of DPS covered in each color, right? So now we got long range DPSs and short range DPSs, and maybe we got DOT here, and maybe we got, like, that's the main thing about the game. It feels like the forms of damage that you can put out have evolved so much, and it becomes so specific that it's like you gotta have like a nice spread, a nice roster of characters. So that was where I first changed my mind on Yuji, and plus I bought tickets for Yuji as well. So with the ticket summons that I had, it was kind of easy to convince myself to summon for him. Plus I had started to realize, okay, instead of having 150k cubes on me the entire time until I get to Domain Expansion Gojo or get to Sukuna, right? I realized that I could just summon with my cubes, and as long as I'm over 75k and I can guarantee pity the next character, I can always just replenish my cubes before the character comes out, the next character comes out, right? Which is kind of like the mindset I took. So I got Yuji, I believe, twice from the multis. Then I gave him a dupe shard from Pity? No, I didn't pity Yuji. But there's no way I summoned Yuji 3 times. Or did I? Yeah, I probably did summon Yuji 3 times. I probably summoned him twice, and then I probably went back in and summoned him 3 times. I gotta go back and look at my live stream. Like, that is how much of a blur this anniversary experience has been. I've been doing so much stuff in real life, and also just like making content, doing streams, you know, summoning, beating content. Like, it just doesn't... It's just so much stuff going on during the anniversary. Not only is this anniversary going on, but so is the Grand Cross anniversary. And at the start, right before the JJK anniversary, I was trying to give Solo Leveling and Rise's anniversary a try. Finally stopped playing that dumbass game. And I even tried to give Wuwa's anniversary a try, which Wuwa is a fun game. It's just that I got so... It's like, yes, Wuwa is a fun game, but it's like, it was like optional for me. When you have things that are a necessity, and then you have things that are optional, the optional things obviously are gonna fall to the wayside. They're optional. And optional is the best word I can use for Wuwa. Like I said, fun game, and I enjoyed my time. But at the end of the day, I enjoy JJK a lot more. So we finally had decided to switch it up and go ahead and get our man Yuji. So once we got Yuji, and also I was supposed to save up all my materials for Awakening and Grade and Experience and all that for when I got Gojo. I kind of started working on other characters because I realized like right after the anniversary is when we're going to be getting Cursed Sweet Battle. And I wanted to go ahead and just be as ready as possible with all my teams. Even though the way that I'm going to be farming Cursed Sweet Battle only requires really one team to be ready at a time. And if you were curious as to what I mean, you guys can go check out my Cursed Sweet Battle. It's on the channel. I can link it somewhere on the video. But yes, we did end up getting Yuji A2, which is going to be really good because whenever you use Yuji's ultimate and he goes into his zone state, he can use 2 skills in 1 turn. But the 2 skills that he uses, they both use up cursed energy. So having that extra 10 cursed energy from the start is just going to give you a little more wiggle room down the road. Like, guys, I will never, ever, ever tell you that having 2 dupes hurts, right? Because having extra cursed energy, an extra 10 cursed energy at the start of the fight does take you far. It does take you a long way. And I'll always stand by that, because when you're on later on down the road and you have skills that take up 2 times the energy, or 2 skills in 1 turn, which takes up 2 times the energy a turn would actually take, or you know, you have characters like Geto whose skills are based off of the extra cursed energy they have, or you have a character like Sukuna who, when he comes into a fight and he's A0 or A1, his skill 3 is only the 20 cursed energy variant. And then when you come into battle with 40 cursed energy instead, because you have 2 dupes, you automatically can use the 40 cursed energy variant of that skill. And then that gets you closer to the 90 cursed energy variant, obviously, right? But just little things like that. I pay attention to little shit like that and just try to make sure that I'm fully equipped for those things. But now, let's go on to the next character and to keep talking about our anniversary summon experience. Somebody in my chat, I don't even remember who it was specifically, somebody in my chat called me a Gojo Glazer, and I was like, nah, I'm not a Gojo Glazer, he's just the best character, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I was trying to fight it, but like, nah, I might just be a Gojo Glazer. Hey, bro, it may be like that, I don't know. It just feels like with every other character in the game who is based around cursed energy, it feels like getting them A2 is like a good start. Gojo characters, it feels like either get them A0 or A5, because there is no extra cursed energy on the start that you need with Gojos. All their skills cost 1 cursed energy, always, all the time, forever, infinitely. More so, you're just getting extra stats with Gojo. So it's like go big or go home. It's like I want all 5 dupes of Gojo, or I just want nothing at all. But since I have all 5 dupes of Gojo, that means that his skills just hit a little bit harder than somebody who has him 2 duped or something like that. We do have all the skills level 10 here as well. So Gojo, well, originally it was Gojo and Sukuna who were my targets for the entire anniversary. My original goals were skip Yuji, summon for Gojo, summon for Sukuna, and then, you know, as the anniversary got closer and closer, that's when I started to realize things like, oh shit, Gato is gonna come back out, because I didn't realize he came back for the rerun and everything. But Gato did come back, and that was a bridge that had to be crossed whenever it got here. But Gojo nonetheless was always going to be my 5-star GOAT, my angel, my king, because Gojos, no matter what color they are, no matter what their skill set looks like, typically have a habit of breaking the entire game whenever they do release. So, you know, 5-star Gojo. Now, unfortunately, I did not get any Gojo animations or anything like that on his banner, but nonetheless, I believe that I summoned Gojo 3 times in 370 summons, so 37 multis, so I went a little past pity. Then I used my pity points to pick him up, traded in the rest of my pity points towards like the general pity transfer system. Then I used 2 dupe shards on Gojo. So 5-star Gojo, not all from summons, but most of the way, or halfway from summons, I believe. Yes, halfway from summons. And honestly, everybody in my chat was saying like, yo, you're crazy, you should have saved those for a Sukuna, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, and it's cool, I know, but like I said, bro, Gojo is a character that I think you go all or nothing. And for me, the dead man, I had to go all in on Gojo, bro. This man is anniversary. This man rips the game apart. I still have not heard of him being bad in the Japanese version of the game till this day. And I also have you know, just solid DPS options for every one of my teams now. So it's just like, instead of trying to use Gojo as a DPS option of every color on every team, I can just use Domain Expansion Gojo, use him for his solid damage and his diabolical debuffing, and just have other DPSs who are also able to do really, really good damage. But Gojo is a no-brainer, guys. You can see he has the Phantom Seal as well, and he's fully grade 15. Like, all of my anniversary characters that I've picked up are fully grade 15. Except for one of them, which I will go over in a second, and I will go over the pages that I picked up as well. But now we can jump over to the next character, because Gojo was pretty self-explanatory. Now guys, this one was a big surprise to me. This is the one character I was talking about who actually is not grade 15, but Miguel. So I did 3 multis on Miguel's banner, all of them with tickets. Some of them were free to play farm tickets, some of them were tickets that I purchased from the little bundle you can get, and then I literally just bought another bundle for the tickets for Miguel, right? But I bought not a bundle, because that sounds like secret shop. What I mean is I bought the 10 ticket pack twice for Miguel, because during the anniversary, I guess you can just pick up 10 ticket packs twice instead of one time, which is insane. But nonetheless, I did 30 multis on Miguel's banner, and I actually, on the first multi of Miguel's banner, spoiler, I got his recollection bit, the one with Yuta and Inamaki giving each other a high five. But then on the third multi with even more tickets, I got a copy of Miguel, and you know, I know Miguel's literally not even like good, not even like a crazy character, but I do know that he's like a buff stripper, and it sounds like somewhere down the road there is a specific use for buff strip. So I am happy to have him added on to the team nonetheless. And also, this is just a video about how lucky I got during the anniversary. And just picking up characters that you weren't even trying to pick up in the first place is absolutely lucky as well. And guys, if you don't notice, I'm going in the order of how I picked up these characters. If we're going in order of how I got the characters, this one obviously isn't that important, but I did use the ticket to the one where you can select any character and just buy a character. I pretty much just bought this Yuji because I was like, yo, I'm still missing this Yuji, and honestly, if I get more copies of Yuji and I can grind out his character rank even more, that just buffs up my zone Yuji even more, and honestly any version of Yuji that comes out in the future, because Yuji is the main character of the series, so there will definitely be plenty more Yujis. All right, guys, this one's a big one. This one's a heavy hitter. So I just had not thought about Gato at the start of the game, when the game released, right? And I skipped over his banner completely, just focusing all of my efforts on picking up Yuta. Then after getting Yuta, only not even 1 star, he was his A0. I spent a very long time just picking up dupe shards here and there trying to get Yuta to A5. And I also had seen, you know, this thing about balance buffs and adjustments for characters, and I saw that, you know, Yuta and Geto and all these characters, they got balance adjustments, and I saw that Yuta's balance adjustment wasn't even that crazy, but Geto's was like phenomenal for some reason. I can't even remember the exact reason why, but I mean, Geto is still a good character to this day. I think it's because they added on the him doing extra damage compared relative to how much crazy energy he has. But nonetheless though, Geto is still an incredible DPS, as I said, and he has a few debuffs within his kit as well that'll make him good too. And not to mention, he is one of those kind of characters that can do much more damage if you have really high curse energy, so that's really good as well. And not to mention, I like him as a secondary DPS option with Sukuna versus Gojo because, one, obviously I'm trying to use Domain Gojo as my debuffing type of situation, and also Blue Gojo leaves after 7 turns. Geto stays the entire time, and if I remember correctly from, you know, looking at JP content back in the day, I feel like Geto and Gojo do similar damage, right? If not similar, close at least, or something like that. But I do have my Geto full grade 15, and I'm ready to get him level 140 as soon as I have enough experience to do so. As of right now, I can only push him to 127 maybe? 103, I was way overestimating that. But yes, Geto I did have to pity. Now, at this point in the anniversary, I had already picked up, let's see, Miguel, Yuji, Gojo, and they were all already at the dupe points that they were at. I did not need to go back into any banners or anything. Typically, right after my summons, I kind of determine where I want the dupes to be, and I kind of handle that right after. And if I'm, you know, if I'm really desperate, struggling for more dupes or something like that, then I will go back in afterwards and do a few more summons and try to complete that goal. But I mean, whatever's out of your hands is out of your hands. Geto though, I did actually want the A2. Geto is the one character I will say I do not have him at the dupe level that I want him at, but I'm also kind of fine leaving him where he is, because who knows, I could pick up more tickets or something like that. And guys, at the start of this video, yes, I said I'm done with my summons. I am done with my summons as long as that costs me cubes. If it costs me cubes, I'm not doing it. But if it costs me tickets, that's not too bad. And if I get like a really big amount of tickets, then I'm not crazy. You know, I'll record it. I'll put it on video for y'all, because that's an event at that point. But if it's just like, you know, 3 multis or something like that, just something quick, I'm not that pressed about it. Which sounds crazy because sometimes the off-camera multis are the craziest ones. Or in my case, sometimes off-camera singles. But Geto, I do plan to get I don't even think I'm going to use dupe shards on him, honestly. I think I'm going to get dupe shards and then save them for High Gojo, Shoko, and whoever the third part unit is. And then after that, I genuinely just think that we're just going to see Geto. It seems like every half anniversary has something to do with JJK or hidden inventory, right? Because the half anniversary in JP was hidden inventory, and then the 1.5 anniversary is hidden inventory, right? And the reruns happen for hidden inventory during those celebrations, or rather, hidden inventory happened on the half anniversary for JP, and then it literally reran for a little while afterwards. And then we're getting the 1.5 anniversary, which is not only hidden inventory related, but then gets a hidden inventory rerun for obvious reasons. Okay, full anniversary could be getting JJK 0 reruns all the time or something like that, because this is our half anniversary for global, yes, but it was the full anniversary on the JP version, and now that I'm thinking about it, this is the first time ever that JJK 0 reran. So maybe full anniversaries is for them to push JJK 0 stuff, maybe half anniversaries for them to push hidden inventory stuff. I don't know, but that's just a random speculation. Let's get over to, I believe, the last character, and yeah. Now, our last character is obviously our GOAT, the King of Curses, Ryumen Sukuna. And I got my guy 2 stars, or Awakening 2. And guys, this was completely off of, like, summons. I actually, well, my original plan was to go in with 45k cubes, and then use 100 pity points to just pick them up. That it went way It went way crazier than I had expected though, because first of all, I came into this with 57k cubes. They gave us a free ticket multi from the event, which I farmed. The event also gives you, extra 2,540 cubes, which is what got me up to the 57k cubes. Then I also had 10 more tickets from just buying the ticket pack for $8. So instantly, instead of going in with 45k cubes with 100 pity points, I'm all of a sudden, at 100 pity points, but also going in with 60k cubes instead. I say 60k because the 2 ticket multis would equivalent to about 6,000 cubes. So all of a sudden, instead of doing 45,000 cubes, we're just really close to being able to pity Sukuna. And actually, we were at 60. If we're at 57k, that means we're at 63,000 cubes then with the two ticket multis. So I do my Sukuna summons, and I literally summoned Sukuna on a Gojo animation in the second multi. And I remember we all did like a chain multi. I'm not even gonna spoil it for everybody else, but yes, I got Sukuna on my second summon. Then I literally finished that stream after getting all the way up to 210 summons on the banner, and I'm like, okay. I was kind of like being indecisive about it. I was like, okay, I want to wait until I can grind out the rest of the anniversary and just get the rest of this stuff, and then just pick up Sukuna that way instead of trying to buy more right now. It's cool. I know I can just I know I can grind the rest of my way through this banner because it's only 4 multis left, right? And then I go back to the banner after I turn off the recording, and I'm just like, yo, I just want to do this 1-page single real quick. And I do the 1-page single, and on that 1-page single, man, I got another copy of Sukuna, and that's where my Sukuna got to A1 within 211 summons. And then I was like, okay, now I'm willing to just use the pity points and get them up to A2, because at this point, man, I got the extra curse energy like I wanted. So now whenever I go into a mission, this skill starts off at the 2nd tier instead of the 3rd tier. This is what I explained earlier. Deals ranged attack damage equal to 222.72% of curse technique, 4 hits in total. It applies 2 lacerations equal to 20% of curse technique for 3 turns to the target enemies. Now, since I have A2 Sukuna, I can start off at the 2nd tier, which is double the damage. So instead of 222, 445 damage instead. And it's still 2 stacks of laceration, but it's double the damage on the laceration effect. And it's for 4 turns instead of 3 turns, which instantly just makes it a little more disgusting. But yes, and it is a little faster for me to stack up to my 90 curse energy, obviously. But yes, that is kind of like my overhaul for not overhaul, but that's kind of like my overview for all the characters that I pulled and all the dupes for the characters that I pulled in the anniversary. Sukuna clearly has a Phantom Seal as well. We look to get more good Phantom Seals this trimester? This quarter of the year, because like I said, I think that High Gojo is coming to global in 3 months, not 6 months. But now let's go over to the recollection bits and look at what we got there and see how we came out with the recollection bits. Now guys, obviously I'm not going to go over the free-to-play recollection bits because they are free-to-play, so they are all 5-star. This recollection bit is the one that released with Gojo. People like to use other recollection bits to fill Gojo's ult gauge faster. I do like to use this one because it is good all-around support for the entire team. This one applies 15% ultimate gauge fill rate to all allies for 2 turns and 20% damage dealt to all allies for 2 turns. But it has a 9-turn cooldown, so that's the only part that really kind of sucks about it. And it also applies 10% crit rate increase to all allies on the battle starts. So I do like the crit rate increase a lot as well. And also this one is 5 dupes, as you can see here. Then another one from the anniversary is gonna be, where's Sukuna's? I did 5-star archery trainer with Noritoshi combo, by the way. This is not an anniversary rec bit, but it is just a very good rec bit, and I finally got it leveled up. We did actually 5-star the 2 strongest, or rather than 5-star, we probably actually like 7, 8, 9 starred it. I'm not complaining, I'm not upset. We still got our copy of Gato, so all the excess stuff that we got along with it is whatever. It's all riffraff. This one is what? 65% boost to curse energy for 2 turns for yourself, and it can be triggered only on ultimate. And then when the battle start, applies 20% ultimate gauge fill rate to self for 3 turns. That's not bad. Yeah, just another kind of ult rushy kind of recollection bit for sure. Then let's see. I believe I got, I'm gonna just skip to it real quick. I think I got the other rec bit from that banner 3-star at least. I hope so. No, I got a 4-star actually. So I summoned this page 5 times, not the 6th time that I needed it though. But another really good pickup. I know this one's pretty good. Triggers upon using a command skill or an ultimate technique. Applies 45% curse technique increase to self for 1 turn. It recovers 10 cursed energy for self. So that's definitely for Gato because he gets extra damage with his cursed energy. And then applies 15% curse technique increase to self. So yes, another very good page to be picking up here. I also have, what is it called? What was inherited? The Inherited. Right here. The Inherited. This one is the one from Zone Yuji's banner. I actually got this one Limit Break 3. This one is 70% physical technique to self for 1 turn. It recovers 10 curse energy to self as well. Oh, that's excellent for Yuji. Literally because of his his high uses of curse energy. Then recovers 10 curse energy for self. Applies 15% damage taken decrease. Takes effect if health is no more than 50% and applies 15% physical technique increase to self. Takes effect if health is 50% or no more. This one's okay. There are definitely other pages that are probably a little simpler to work and easier to work with Yuji, but still not bad nonetheless. And then where is my little crown and piece right here? We also have Sukuna's page here, and we have this one, Limit Break 3. So all of the summonable rec bits, except for the one on Miguel's banner, are all at the very least Limit Break 3. So I have all of their full effects, which is just even crazier to think about. This one for Sukuna right here is going to be applies 90% blue or attribute attribute damage dealt increase to self for 2 turns. So not only is it a 90 turn blue damage increase, it has a 6 turn cooldown, which is like, I really glaze pages that have that. Bro, it increases for 2 turns. I didn't even know that. I thought it was for 1 turn. A 2 turn increase of 90% is absurd. Then when the 7th turn starts, can only be used once in battle, applies 10% curse energy increase to self for 2 turns. So this is even for 2 turns as well. Like, dude, this is crazy. This bit is wild. And honestly, I will be getting this one 5-star with these in no time because it's definitely worth it. I'm no doubt in my mind always gonna be putting this on Sukuna, no matter where he is. But everything else is just kind of like standard bits that I did pick up extra copies of. Oh, and then this one right here, we also did pick up, Good Work, which is the one from Miguel's banner, which is why I even cared about summoning on the banner. I was gonna say it's why I summoned on the banner, but I summoned on the banner because it was a free multi. Triggers upon using command skill, ultimate skill. Applies 10% increase, or 10% curse technique increase to all allies for a total of 1 time in 6 turns. This is the only one that I did not get. Recovers 200% ultimate gauge for all allies when the battle starts. Oh, that's wild. I didn't know that. Yeah, so this one, we definitely got to use some general memory reels on this one because this one's really good. And also, is this a 15% increase to all allies damage when you get it here? No, it's 20%. Oh, this page is crazy. Yeah. We got to get this page up because this one's crazy. For 1 time in 6 turns. Yeah, but that's like my anniversary overhaul for just characters, for rec bits. Obviously I got all the titles from all like the special events and everything. I'm not gonna go over that, but now my plans for the next little stretch of gameplay, or not gameplay, but the next little stretch of year, I guess, right? 1, I'm gonna be waiting for Yellow Shoko because apparently Yellow Shoko is an absolute necessity. I'm gonna be making a separate video talking about all the characters that are coming and all the characters that I'm gonna be summoning for. But it sounds to me like Yellow Shoko is our next target and that nobody else in between is really as important. But yeah, Yellow Shoko, then Haijo and Green Shoko. That is what it's looking like for the dead man. And you guys know my little ritual. As of right now, we do have the walls of Shoko. Ooh, that sounded kind of crazy. We got the walls of Shoko here. And this is just to get the Shoko vibes going on my account. So that whenever Yellow Shoko comes, I can get her as early, as painlessly, as easily as possible. If we come over to my profile as well, you will see that I have Shoko's title on up here because I do actually have a Shoko title on. And I have reverse curse technique swish. That's what somebody said to put on my account. I try to put a self-introduction that's related to the character as well. And then I got Shoko right here as well. But I mean, this is obviously gonna stay Gojo. I'm not putting Shoko right here for support. But guys, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, or if you hated this video because my Summon Anniversary experience went a lot better than yours, that is completely fair. I understand. But go down below and leave a like on the video. You can also subscribe on the video, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every single time the Dead Man drops another video for you. And you can also comment down below and let me know what you think about my account. And if you do want a full-scale account showcase, let me know. But that's gonna be it for your boy DeadmanVince. Peace out, Magic Knights. We love ya.